Okay, so move on to the next skill. So if I'm going too fast, I apologize, but I'm trying to give you as much as I can. These skills will typically take in a working privately with a family, like 2, 3, maybe even 4 sessions. So trying to do it all in 1 hour. Okay, forced choice. This is a personal favorite of mine. This one really, really works. This one is like magic. It's my bread and butter. Even in the toughest times, I find that this one's easier to use than positive opposites or selective attention. So how does this one work? So as parents and teachers and just in life, we're kind of taught to ask open-ended questions, right? What do you want to play? What do you want to eat? Where do you want to go? Just like giving the other person options to think about in their head. So that's nice, in certain situations, if you're giving like an essay or something like that. But specifically for children with ADHD, with executive functioning problems or task planning, decision-making deficits, that's going to be tough for them, right? Asking them questions which place a burden of choice on them can be difficult. Now they have to think, what do I want to play? And they have to choose from an infinite number of possibilities. And it may cause them to kind of just be silly or act out instead. For a child who's oppositional and defiant, then you're kind of playing right into their game. Now they love not listening. That's what they live for. So when you say, what do you want to do? Nothing. What do you want to eat? Nothing. I hate everything. Right? So you're kind of setting it up for a situation like that. So the third skill is to avoid open-ended questions. But how would you do that? What would you do instead? So forced choice. Forced choice is a technique where you give 2 distinct choices to the child. So you're going to pick in your head 2 different things. This is actually a marketing technique. A few of my friends told me, salesmen. What does a salesman do? They have you on the phone. They want you to come in to buy a car, right? And you say, I don't know, I'll call you back. They might say to you, how about I have 2 days open, Tuesday or Wednesday? Which one's good for you, right? Say, Wednesday. Okay, great, Wednesday. See you Wednesday, right? They kind of create the scenario where you only have 2 choices. So we're going to borrow a page out of our playbook, and we're going to do the same thing. We're going to pick 2 choices for the child to choose from, and we're going to let them choose because they're going to feel like they have a sense of control. They're going to feel like they're the boss, like they are telling you what they want to do. But really, this is why it works better for younger kids, but I do it with adults also. It is a good way of getting something that you want. So let's practice. Instead of what do you want to play, let's just pick your 2 favorite games.
Chess or backgammon.
Chess or backgammon. That's more sophisticated than mine, right? Do you want to play blocks or train tracks? Okay, what do you want to eat?
Do you want pizza or bagels?
Pizza or bagels? Okay, nice. I also like pizza and macaroni and cheese. Okay, and where do you want to go? This could be really open-ended. So instead, we're going to have, do you want to sit on the chair or the couch? This is really important to know that even if you don't really care about the choice, even if it doesn't really matter to you what they're choosing or that they're choosing the next activity, it's actually a better way of getting them to listen without even telling them what to do, without giving them a command. So, for instance, right, instead of the teacher saying, Mikey, right, coming back to Mikey, please come join us in the circle, which is an example of a what? Good positive opposite, right? Instead of stop playing over there, you're saying, please come join us in the circle. This is a really great skill. I use it all the time when I'm running groups or I do music classes and things like that. I'll say to a kid, Mikey, do you want to sit next to me over here? Or do you want to sit next to me over here? Right? And he'll be like, I want to sit over there. Oh, okay, come sit over here. So really, I just want him to sit. I don't care what chair he sits in. I'll sit down to do a demonstration. I'm here ready to start my group. And he's out there playing. So I could either say, Mikey, please stop playing. Come on, let's go. We're all sitting here waiting for you, right? Or I could say positive opposite. Please come join us in the circle. Or I could say, I have to get his attention first. But then I would say, you want to sit over here, over here. And I've seen it with my own eyes, 8 out of 10 times, 9 out of 10 times. They'll come running over, they'll sit down. They feel all good, like they got to choose the blue chair or the red chair. But you really just want them to sit in the chair. And you got what you wanted, without even saying, threatening or anything like that. So how would this work in a morning routine? You're getting your kids ready for school, and they don't want to get dressed or playing, and you have their clothes and like they just won't put on, their shirt or whatever, and you're like just arguing with them. So then a voice goes in your head and says, use force choice, right? Use the force. So let's try it out. What would you try instead?
Do you want to brush your teeth first, or do you want to brush your hair first?
Okay, good, right. So they're in the bathroom, so you pick one of two things. I was thinking along the same lines with clothes. Do you want to put on your pants first, or do you want to put on your shirt first, right? Do you want to wear the blue shirt, do you want to wear the red shirt? Do you want to put on your right shoe first, or do you want to put on your left shoe first, right? Things I do not care about at all, but it's just easier than saying, put on your shoes, let's go, the bus is coming, right? Just put on your right shoe first, put on your left shoe first. You'll see the kid, they'll say left shoe, fine, do your left shoe. They do that, then they'll do the right shoe. If you want them to clean up, they made a mess with their toys, right? So you could say, you left a mess, what's the matter with you? Or blah, I hate when you do this. Or you could say, please clean up. Or you could say, this I've seen in my own training with my supervisor, do you want to clean by yourself, or do you want mommy to help you? Right? So what do you think they're going to choose?
Mommy.
The help, right? They want the help. So you want them to clean up. You're willing to help them anyway. But instead of asking them, you're going to give them this forced choice. So they feel like, well, cleaning up with mommy is better than cleaning up by myself. So I'm going to choose that. So now they feel like they have control and they'll do it. And you save some stress and save some energy for later on in the day when you're going to need it by avoiding this whole dynamic in the first place. So these skills are all just trying to, what we call positive parenting, just have positive interactions, less stress, less fighting without resorting to punishments and stuff. And like I said, they're not magic. They don't make your kids into robots. They don't work all the time. But the goal is, instead of kids listening, let's say 50% of the time, if we could bump that up to 60, 70% of the time, over the course of a day and a week, you're going to feel better as a parent. You're going to be working less, and you're going to be getting more. So everyone kind of get like where this is at. This is not foolproof, but it's just works better than usual. So hopefully we'll do one more skill, but by the end of today, everyone would really feel like really confident. You're going to have your packet, you're going to have your worksheets, and just start practicing right away. It's the only way to get better at it. This was really drilled into my head. When I first learned these skills at NYU, we trained for a month, 9 to 5, Monday through Friday, for 4 weeks straight with all these skills over and over again, practicing, tests, memorization, and then we ran a camp for 2 months where we had to do the skills, and the staff of the camp was psychologists, psychiatrists. It was for the worst kids. The camp cost thousands of dollars, and it's for the kids who were kicked out of every other camp. They weren't allowed into any other camp. Now they have a Jewish version called the Diamond Program in the 5 towns. And imagine, I was a counselor of a group of kids that were the worst kid in every camp, all in one bunk together, right? So I have the hardest, most difficult kids, and these are the skills I relied on over and over again. And now, hopefully I'm using them as much as I can in my regular life. Okay,